How's it going, guys? Can you see me? I've just realised my video looks like it's frozen on my end. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's better. Hang on. If I put that up, is that... No, that's weird. Sorry, my windows were just... I've got like loads of windows on a tiny little screen and it just decided to freeze for a second. I'm not sure why. But hopefully you guys are seeing me, hearing me. Is everything working okay? Let me know. I can see the chat at the moment, but that was the window that was causing issues. So fingers crossed that doesn't cause any more issues. Can you hear me all right? We've got a few of you in the chat already. We've got 7 people. Let me just move. Not in the box properly, am I? There we go. That's better. How are you guys doing on this lovely, hot and summery day? It is boiling, hence why I've got the fan going in the background and my window's wide open as well. It is boiling. Apologies, I've got a cup of water as well, but I tend to, especially on hot days, have to get up and go and get another thing of water. So if we had to pause at some point, I apologise. But hopefully you can hear me. Yep, good. All good. You can hear me. Perfect. Excellent. That's good. Cool. Right, so today's stream, obviously last week I did a stream. If you didn't see that, it was just sort of me chatting. It was a very basic kind of Q&A, nothing really that special. But I thought I want to try and make these things so there's something going on each week. So there's something different that you guys can watch, or some extra footage, or whatever it is. You know, something that's got like a topic, or have a guest on. I don't know, whatever. Just something. So I'm not just sat in front of a camera just chatting, and you guys are just answering questions or asking questions. Someone sort of pouring down. Where are you? It's literally 30 degrees here. It's ridiculous. Centigrade, by the way. It's 30 degrees centigrade. But yeah, so I thought I'd have a bit more like a sort of subject behind these. So this morning I've been like rabbiting away. You may have seen actually the new video, the Pink Mansion, is now up and will be live on the 1st of July. As you can see on screen now, down here, isn't it? Down there we go. New videos on the 1st of every month until obviously I can get out more and do more explores. But yeah, so that'll be going from the 1st of July. But I've been rabbiting away today, trying to get things sorted. I actually edited this video this morning, so it's relatively unedited. It's very quickly done, you know, a bit like the Tazer Extra one, so don't expect anything too special. But this particular explore that I'm going to show you guys today is basically a place that we went to when we recently went to Wales. Now, I've got a couple of videos that you haven't seen yet coming up from our Wales trip, so you may not have known we went to Wales, but we did recently. If you were watching on Instagram, you would have seen that we went to Wales recently. And this is one of the places that we had pinned, and the only information we had on it was that it could possibly be alarmed. So, with that great start in mind, we decided that we were going to head to this place. I think it was the last place we did, so we'd already done 2 explores anyway, so we thought we can take a risk on this place and see if... Because the thing is, when we go exploring, all right, we like to have it so that we've got a few videos in the bag first before we try anything too risky. Because if you get like arrested or stopped or whatever, that can like put a damper on the rest of the day. It could put you in a bad mood, or it can like, you know, ruin your day completely if you get arrested. And sometimes it's just a matter of like delaying the day and wasting time. So we try and get a few videos in the bag before we do something a bit risky. And now this one, like I said, we've been told that apparently there was alarms there, but we didn't know for certain, and neither did the person who told us. So we thought we'd go check it out. We got there, and it's in the middle of like this private land. On one side there's about a mile walk, and on the other side it's closer, but there's a house right at the entrance with a gate, which you'll see at the very end of the video because that's how we left. And on both sides there's A-roads and really busy forested area, houses all over the place. Even though it was a big open area, there was like houses dotted in the wrong places for us to try and get into this place. And campsites and all sorts. So we thought we'd try out, and this is basically what happened. So I'll start the video, I will pause it periodically throughout and talk about certain bits. So hope you guys enjoy. Horses in field.
Horses in field.
Keep to the public footpath.
Oh, there you go, public footpath. Keep dogs under control. You're lucky I left her at home.
Okay. Let me know if the video needs to go up louder as well. If it's too quiet, let me know. Hopefully you can hear it and me as well.
The footpath in the field though, because it looks like there's a stile down there.
Oh yeah, true. That's what I mean. Look, there's vehicle tracks down here, and not even recent.
So like I said, this particular bit here was, you know, I said there was one side of it was like a complete mile till the location. The other side of it was closer, but there was a house. So we went from that side, the mile side, to the house on the other side, So this long track is the bit that's like a mile away, and there's houses dotted around. You probably can't see my cursor on this, but basically in the middle of the screen, you've got like 2 bushes on either side of the path. On the left-hand side of that bush, on the left side, there is like a house, and there's like a wood area right in front, and then there's houses dotted all around the horizon at the top and the right. There was quite a lot of houses dotted around in the wrong places, exactly the wrong places.
Yeah.
So they're about 2 days old.
Well, if anyone knows each other around here, that house over there is the one that's going to call in.
Yeah, there you go. You can see the house over there that we're talking about.
That house over there is really cool. Though.
So if it,
That's cool. But it does say public footpath.
yeah, it does. There's another sign here, so maybe this is.
Yeah, there were quite a few signs saying about public footpaths, but they weren't really clear as to where they were. So we didn't know if we were walking on a public footpath or whether there was a public footpath through one of the fields. It really wasn't very clear. So yeah, we just kind of meandered on, hoping for the best.
Maybe it's just that field.
Yeah, because that's just public. Yeah, keep to the public footpath.
Oh, actually, by the way, we'll say this video isn't up at the moment, but it will be. If you want to see this in its entirety without me chatting and talking, you can watch this when I've put it up on the website. It will be going up on the website with all the other behind-the-scenes stuff as well. So if you don't want me waffling over it and stopping it and pausing it and things, please do check that out once it's up there.
What does that say?
It says same thing.
Oh.
It says keep to the public footpath.
I thought you said keep to public footpath.
Oh, they're cute. It is lambing season, so it's probably not. If any farmers are going to get pissed off with us, it's going to be because we're disturbing the sheep during lambing season.
They look so cute, they taste so fucking good.
I don't know if you heard what Neil said then, but he said, they look so cute, but they taste so good. It's talking about lambs. Lovely.
Both of us have about 10 ticks in our legs. How's that whole heap as well?
Is it?
Yeah.
Right.
So this way? That's not a river, is it, right there?
Down by the
Straight in
river.
So this entire hill we're walking up right now as well. The GoPro has this habit of when you're going up like a really steep hill, it tends to, because it's a curved lens anyway, it kind of flattens out the image and it doesn't look as steep. This was a very, very steep hill. We're talking like that. It was like 90 degrees. Really, really steep. But there, look, again, it looks very flat, but it wasn't at
We're
all.
really overlooked by that house over there. How far down does that go? Because it looks like it drops.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
Again, on camera, it doesn't look like
Well,
it
you
drops
can't
at all,
see
but
by that.
beyond the fence, it looked like it kind of went like that and went down. Like, like the forest went down into it, so. But again, GoPro just flattens everything out.
Oh, it doesn't drop.
Is it not?
No. Not
Very
really.
good.
I wouldn't try and find
Is the audio okay on the video? Can you guys hear it okay?
There's a box here.
There's a what?
I said a fox.
I thought it said fox. What's that? There's a fucking hole.
Where?
Right there.
Okay.
For the animals.
It's probably a fucking
This
cave.
was another scorching hot day as well. Definitely not the days we walking up a massive hill.
Right, hang on a minute. Where are we? How close are we to it? And he's still going. You're not listening.
Right, so there's a bit here that I'm going to say because I sound like I'm getting a bit arsey with with Ant. I'm not, I promise. It's just it was hot. We were all tired. Like I said, this was like the fourth explore we'd done, and it was getting on the day. And I didn't want to hover around too much, so we basically had this dilemma. So we could either go up the hill, and there was a fence there, and beyond that fence was another house overlooking a field. So that would have been probably the easiest way, is to go over a fence and go round. But we risked going past this house, which we didn't know whose house it was. We didn't know what they were going to be like. So the idea was to try and get in without being spotted. Now, we couldn't go up the main path, because the main path, which we obviously were on at the beginning, that went straight past another house. So we had to cut through in between these two houses. So that meant going through this forested area. And there was 2 sections to the forest area. There was like a forest, which had like kind of spaced out trees that you could walk between. And then there was a really thick bramble patch up to like, above my head height type brambles. And we was trying to avoid that as much as possible. But we still had to kind of get to where we wanted to go. So that was the dilemma we had. And like I said, it sounds like I'm getting a bit arsey with Ant, but I'm not, I promise. It's just, it was hot, we was tired and ready. Sounds all good. Yeah, I can hear okay. Google Earth is guilty of making everything look flat. Yeah, this is the same issue when we're looking on like locations and stuff. This is actually a fantastic, I think, example of showing what it's actually like. Like you see, the bits you get, the bits you see when we do the videos is like maybe like this really amazing climbing of the fences and getting into these places really unnoticed and stuff like that. But honestly, there's so much meandering around. Like the video I'm going to show you, this is 20 minutes long in total, but the whole video, the whole footage I cut down from that was 2 hours because it took us that long to get there. So yeah, I'll carry on playing.
Okay.
For the animals.
It's probably a fucking cave.
Yeah, let's have a party from the past.
Right, hang on a minute, where are we? How close are we to it? And he's still going, you're not listening. Because here is all thistle. You can see it through there. So, well, this is what I'm saying. Oh, we got to go through the woods, or have we got to go through the thistle?
Both.
Right.
I said both. So,
And
yeah,
you
we
ain't
kind of did.
listening. Right, listen. Yeah, listen. Look what's on the other side, though. Right? Here is all
Yeah,
thistle.
You can see
It's
quite
really
clearly on the
overgrown.
right side there's thistle.
The wood is much easier there. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Do we need to go this way, or can we go that way?
Yeah.
Cross that bridge we go.
Yeah,
Because if
that's
we need
the
to go that
thistle
way, I
up
think we
here.
should
There's
go
no
further
way
up
we're
and
going
go
through
across.
that.
Yeah.
Because that, look, because that is like tall thistle.
It's dead straight.
So that way.
Yeah, from here it's straight across, but it looks like it's not so dense there, which is a bit further up.
Okay, good shout. Let's go then.
There you go. That's a great example of like the behind the scenes stuff of, you know, we don't just like run in, jump over fences and then we're there. There's a lot of like planning and trying to be careful not to be spotted and stuff. We all have our phones on us. We all have like Google Maps open. We're all checking to see what's the best location, the best way to get around stuff. It's very strategic actually. It's one of my favourite bits is like infiltrating a location. Especially if you've got to do it without being seen. That's always good fun. So yes, this is a great look at behind the scenes. I think this is a great example of that.
Is that another building? That looks like another house.
That's the camping bit.
Oh, is that the camping bit?
Yeah,
is
because
it?
the road leads. That's the road.
Ever considered parachuting in some of these places? No. as quite a large man, I don't think parachuting is really my thing for starters. And secondly, I don't own a parachute. Thirdly, I don't own a plane. So yeah, there's many reasons why parachuting wouldn't really work. I mean, it probably would if you had all the gear and the money and stuff to do that, but I can't imagine anyone's going to be able to charter a flight, especially knowing what like flight plans and stuff are like. Because I'm doing my GVC for drone at the moment, and it's almost getting treated as if I'm a pilot. It's really weird, and because you've got to learn all that sort of stuff for the drone flight. So I know that flight planning, you just couldn't just plan a flight to just airdrop into someone's location, into their property. It wouldn't work.
Okay.
That's the road there for camping. Then.
Ah, fucking hell.
Hey, Ant, how's it going?
We went camping.
So actually, it might be easier to go there. Around that way if we
Go
can
where?
avoid, if we can cut through this bit here.
Yeah, that's what it means.
Would look good on video.
here,
Just,
that looks really
yeah, it would
good,
look
doesn't
great
it?
on video.
So I think that
Like
bit
Tom
there is
Cruise.
where the fence comes across.
Is there a fence up there? Is there?
Yeah. So I think it goes there and then comes straight across.
We've got to go past the house there as well.
Yeah, which
Yeah, so again, you can see
So we
we're
might actually
we're
be
trying
able
our
to go through
best
this bit.
to avoid all the houses. They're just
Possibly.
dotted around in really awkward places as well.
Best bet putting your weight to climb over. All I'm saying is there's these.
That's why I said maybe.
Bushes is up.
Maybe the one you did say about would be better though. Just having to come down here though.
But coming up is when it all
I don't
goes
want to hover around
tits
it
up.
for ages though, is the thing.
When we have to start
Yeah.
just
So he's made
making
decisions.
decisions, rushing
Yeah,
through
it's not
things.
just that. It's like, you know, the longer we
We
stand
can't
there,
just
a
stop
lot more
and
likely to
pause.
get caught. Right, let me go and see what he's doing. You alright there for a minute?
Yeah.
I'll leave your bag here. Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ, there's a van. Guys, there's a van.
There's a van. I don't know if you guys can see that, because again, this probably looks like miles away, but we're up high, which again the GoPro doesn't show because it flattens out the curve. But we're up high, and I'm wearing a white t-shirt with a great big yellow spot in the middle because it was a Cobra Kai t-shirt. Ant's wearing a red hoodie, so we're literally standing out so easily from this like elevated thing. And there's this car, which you can probably see again right in the middle there on the road. I say car, van, driving up. And this is like a private road, so the only person pretty much who would have been driving up that is somebody who lived in this area or lived at the house, because there's a house right next to the location we're trying to get to. Then that's probably the most likely place for them to drive in if they live there. So we're like, shit.
Van.
Let's go back a little bit.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ, there's a van. Guys, there's a van. There's a van. Down the road, on the road, there's a van. I don't know, I didn't see. I just got out, I just literally hid.
Neil had just climbed over as well. He literally only just got over.
I literally just got down because I was like, I saw this van. I think it may have seen me as well, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was convinced.
Yeah, it was on the
it'd
road we
seen
came
me.
in on.
Absolutely convinced.
I don't know if it's seen me or not. Fuck.
Yeah, you just got over the fence in time. That's right. And Ant's in the chat. He literally just got over the fence before he was seen, but I'd walked straight out and I was like, ah, shit.
Well, definitely takes over. It's fucking easy, isn't it?
Like I said, I don't know if he saw me or not.
I don't know if they would have seen us.
Yeah, but I'm wearing a white and yellow t-shirt, so he may have done.
Well, I'm wearing red as well. I'm wearing green.
Yeah, he's about the only one that's fucking...
Well, you're wearing the best colour, actually.
Yeah, Neil was the sensible one. He was wearing green with black and then like brown shoes. He blended in quite well. Dave, how's it going? You all right? Welcome to the stream. And this is the place that you gave us. This is the place that you gave us the location for and said it might be alarmed. You actually get to see it now.
That way. Yeah. This is what I was saying. We're heading that way. We're going that way.
We're heading straight towards the road here.
We need to go
through
that
there.
way. I think that way. See where the woods are and go up.
Yeah.
So maybe we do carry on going this way for the time being.
That camo man.
and then
Neil,
go up.
yeah.
Fucking hell, guys. Come on.
Yeah, so to do that, Neil was like, "Fucking hell, guys, come on!" We were getting like ratty. You could see it was hot. We were tired. It was the end of the day, and we knew this was going to take a long time to do this anyway. We'd already been spotted. We were like, "Oh, this is not going well." So, yeah, good fun. It's all good fun at the end of the day. Sorry, screen is broke. What screen's broke? Good, bro. Just doing laundry. Oh yeah, of course you're still in France, aren't you? I forgot you're in France. Say hi to fighters for me. I'm joking. Don't wind him up. Just doing Tour de France, not laundry.
Yeah, let's stay away from the road because he may, if he has seen us, he may drive up and down it so we can see us in it. Yeah, can you see where the woods goes up the hill there?
Yeah.
Where the dirt is, that's where we're going. Yeah, so we're going to go that way and go up.
Yeah, lucky this bit wasn't too thick.
Get out of there.
It was quite, as you see, it was spaced out quite nicely, so you can get through it. This is what I was on about.
Yeah, that's
the wood
not
would be
good.
easier than going
That's what
through
the farmers
this
have,
one
quad
stuff.
bikes, motorbikes.
Didn't invite us. He didn't invite us to France. I even said I'd stow away in his bag, and he said no. So I'm going to sneak into someone's bag at some point. I wonder if they found another bone. No, they just found gang pizza. Yeah, again, this was so steep. That was like that bit there was literally like a vertical drop because there was like a big gully between the trees where I think they'd had some machinery up it at some point, and it was literally like, it's like that. But again, the GoPro just doesn't show it. It just flattens everything out.
Not here, would it be?
I'm wearing shorts in this, by the way, just to point that out. You see all these thorns and stuff. I'm wearing shorts. I was so dumb. I should have been wearing trousers. It'd be hot. Hit the like button. Yes, that's right. Hit the like button, people. Thank you, Mr. Mawson. I always forget to plug. I should really.
Oh, there's a bunker. Underground bunker.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You right?
Yeah, just he fell back.
This was so dodgy. This tree was like
Around there.
wobbling like a seesaw. We were trying to climb over it. It was just going.
Is that?
Through there.
Yeah.
Strange enough as
So
well,
maybe-
it'd fallen
I think
over
where you're going,
uphill,
cut over to the
which
left.
we thought
isn't
was
it?
odd.
I just need to step over because that was actually moving.
Oh, right.
He started calling me and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, we literally took the hardest route to this place. We took the only route to this place, let's be honest. Like, yeah, there were easier routes, but in order for us to get there and not be seen, this was the only route available to us. Because I think any other route we would have been spotted immediately. We may have been spotted immediately anyway, but that was our own fault for taking too long to get over the fence. But I think this was the only one we really had a choice of doing. But I suppose we could have just made a run for it through another entrance or something. But again, you probably would have got spotted and stopped.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, watch out. Oh,
Did it feel alright? Okay.
sort of, yeah. It's a bit seesawy.
Seesawy. Using my words there. Seesawy.
Someone's been in to cut the trees down.
Well, yeah, they probably do come in here to tend things.
It's got a tiny
We've
dumble
got loads
there,
of fucking
isn't it?
thistles again now.
Okay.
Loads of thistles again. You alright?
Got like straight through the ground.
Oh, really?
We can get through there though, can't we?
Yeah, I do see it then. I do reckon that noise though, I do reckon it's someone going around. Because it keeps going.
I don't actually know if you guys heard that or not. I didn't actually hear it on this time, but if you watch this back on the website, because I will upload it to the website, have a look. There's a bit when I say, oh, what's that noise? And you can hear in the background this quad bike sound. So I'm absolutely convinced at this point that I was spotted in that field, and the farmer, which farmers often have quad bikes and stuff like that to get around because they have hilly open fields, so quad bikes are really like essential. So I was convinced we were being followed by this quad bike, and I'm not unconvinced that we weren't, because at the end of the day, I know Neil and Ant said, oh no, I don't think they were. I could hear this quad bike going up and round constantly past these trees, and it's a big area that we're in, but there's a fence line all the way around, and I'm like, he's searching for us. So yeah, I'm absolutely convinced at this point that we are being followed by somebody on a quad bike. Listen to how fit we all are. Yeah, we're out. To be fair, right, it sounds worse than it would, because I've had to boost the audio so that you can hear all of us, not just me. So it sounds worse. We all sound really unfit anyway. Not that we are fit. There's no way we're not. We're built for this kind of stuff. But at the same time, it's not as bad as it sounds, because it wouldn't be that bad in your ear. It's just boosted up.
And here,
Seriously, quad bike.
yeah, which is exactly what farmers have to get around their fields.
Yeah, but he was in a van.
Yeah, but he may have
quad
gone.
bike in the
He may have driven back to the house, got the quad bike and come out.
I don't think so.
Today.
Put it this way, he
I'm
ain't
not
going to get
saying-
us in here, is he?
You send dogs in?
Yeah, they'll be up here. Fucking
You would also hear them very fucking quickly as well.
Yeah, true. What's the best bet for that? Getting a tree somewhere?
Getting up a tree.
get some treats out your bag. You got any food on you?
Nope. Oh, Jesus Christ, my foot was sunk into that.
What happened to me? Straight through.
See how
'cause a lot
prepared
of-
we are. You got some food on you? Nah. Could get stuck in the woods. We had brought no food, no water, nothing. I think actually no. We had some water. I was the only person who had water. Neil had nothing. Ant had nothing, because we got back to the car. And again, just to point out, like I said, we went in on this side where there was like a mile to walk first, and then we came out on the other side that was closer to the road. We'd parked on the other side. So in order to get back after we'd done our exploring, we had to go on like another 1.5 miles walk around, rather than going back the way we came. We went around to avoid having to go through the land again. Oh, it was a lot of walking, but yeah, Sarah Bell just said there's a lot of effort being used to find this place. I'd likely given up by now and gone back being the getaway driver. Yeah, it's this is the thing. This is the bit you don't see. That's almost. I thought this was a good one to show because not only is it quite interesting to sort of see us meander through the woods and stuff and try and avoid people on quad bikes, but actually at the same time it is a really good kind of behind the scenes look at what's actually involved with some of these places. So, I mean, this is why sometimes you see from inside the place rather than when we got like on the way there, because quite often if it takes us 2 hours to find the place and get into the place, that's so much battery power and recording space used up, whereas the bit I want to film is inside the building. So I start filming usually when we get inside. Sometimes I film a bit like on the journey. I know that last week people said they wanted to see more stuff on the journey, like towards places, so I'll try and do that, but this is why I tend to film when I get to places. Quad bike and shotgun most like, yeah, exactly. Great excuses, Nathan. Yeah, totally. I'm the pinnacle of fitness, you know. I'm so fit right now. It's just the bumped up audio. I'm not pretending that at all. We're so unfit, but at the same time, that is why. It took us 30 minutes to get back to... Yeah, it took us a long time to get back to the car. I mean, it took us to this point. Like, we've gone 11 minutes through the video that I've made. By this point, we'd already been walking, I think, for about an hour. So it just goes to show you how much of this I've actually cut down. It was a massive, massive area.
Just rotted wood on with moss on it.
I think we're at the top of it now, though.
Yeah, so hopefully it should be a bit easier going. Yeah. Easily heard voices behind us.
That cut there.
I reckon
That,
he was...
oh God, what was that? That cut there. That was me skipping about half an hour of more walking. Like I said, there was a lot more walking. It just literally skipped about half an hour.
ran on the quad bike for a bit. Couldn't find us, now he's come into the woods.
Doesn't look very abandoned.
It doesn't, does it? Shit.
Doesn't look very abandoned from here.
It doesn't look very abandoned.
It doesn't.
No.
The roof. What makes you say that? Is there cars and shit like that?
No, it just looks very new.
Hey?
It looks quite new, actually.
Yeah, so at this point we got to the very top and we could just about see the roof through the trees. So we could just about see the top of it. We were above it, so we were higher up and we had to come down a slope towards where the house was. And all we could see pretty much was the roof. And this roof looked really new. We're like, shit. Have we just spent an hour and a half getting to where we are now to find out that this isn't even abandoned? We were like, oh, damn it, it's so annoying. There's so much pain when yeah, because your knee's fucked, isn't it? Yeah, your knee's really like bad, isn't it? And you go back to the car, painkiller street. Yeah, I think didn't we all take painkillers? Because I've got a fucked shoulder, haven't I? Your knees wrecked, so I ended up taking some of your pills, which are like really strong. Because I was in so much pain and you were in so much pain, we were just like. It's really there's times like that when you realise you're certainly getting too old for this shit. You really are.
I reckon as soon as you stand on that barbed wire, mate.
Point made by the graceful climbs over fences.
Do you want to lean on one of us to go over? Just don't sit down.
I love that bit. Hang on. The way he doesn't tell me to move my hand, he tickles my hand. Look at him. I put my hand there to steady the thing. Right, and then it doesn't like he just tickles my hand. It's like tickle tickle.
Is that easier?
No. If it wasn't connected to that
Yeah,
post.
but if I held it and you went through there,
No.
then I could do that.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Yeah. No, I was thinking through there.
Through it, you reckon?
Right.
You sure?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to really...
Can you...
Do you want to hold it from the other way as well, mate?
Because I want to go...
Yeah, I was the only one brave enough to go through it rather than over it because I was
Not
like,
abandoned.
I reckon I could fit through that. I know I'm big, and these guys are like, you can't fit through that. And I was like, I can fit through small spaces. Trust me, I can.
Stay down.
You're surprised what I can fit through. Greetings from Cornwall. Hello, how's it going?
No, we'll go fucking down there. We'll just go up the
Have people got into place since we've been there?
We need one.
They must have like disabled the alarm or something. Because
Hand? You wanna hold
there
on
is a
to it?
no,
sure
the
you don't want us to
spoilers.
hold
There
it?
is an alarm in this place. You know, he said there might be an alarm. There isn't.
Got like a tree that hold on to that.
Yeah, could do actually. It's just this.
That's so fucking flimsy, isn't it? Yeah. Window.
It's all right. Honestly, I think that's okay.
How long does it take 3 30-year-olds to get over one fence? Quite a while.
Right.
Let's get eyes on him and get a bit closer.
Yeah, so like at this point we're trying to edge ever closer, but being mindful of the fact that it might not be abandoned. If we're edging too close, too noisily, we're going to just scare some people that are living there. This is the thing. Like, one of the questions I get asked quite often by people who don't explore is, how do you not just walk into someone's lounge or something that isn't abandoned? And this is it. This is the reason that we're taking so much time to check this out before we actually get inside, is to make sure that we're not doing that. The last thing we want to do is to walk into somewhere that someone's actually living. Honestly, that would be my worst nightmare, doing that, going exploring and walking into someone's house thinking it was abandoned and it's not abandoned. They're sat there making dinner or something like that, or watching telly, or just like, what the fuck are you doing? Get out my house. That's like my worst nightmare. So at this point we can barely see it. We're trying to get as close as possible without alarming anyone. So it's only for the front of the army, or is it? Yeah, I don't know. There might be other ways in. We didn't really kind of stick around, did we? After the alarms went off. Spoilers again, sorry. Yeah, so that's about the best view. We can go back again. Second. Okay, pause it. Yeah, so that's about the best view we had of it. And there are patches. You can see there's a patch on the roof there that does look pretty rough, but the rest of it looks okay. And from here we can sort of see, I mean, not very much. There's some tarpaulin things, like domed tarpaulin things up the driveway. And beyond that, we can't see very much. There's a big bush. You can see a little bit of the windows, but you can't tell from that whether it's abandoned or not. So yeah, again, we're trying to edge closer and closer without alarming anyone if they are actually living there.
There's a box on the tree. There's an electric box. I thought there's a wall there as well. Just walk straight up.
Yeah, there was some electric boxes on trees and stuff as well. There was like,
It's electric
just on the
box.
right hand side there, little grey blocks.
I know. That's the field I said about.
And these domed tarpaulin things. These were actually really, really annoying because we end up sliding down the side of them, and I've got a bottle in the side of my bag. We're trying to be really quiet, and these are like rubbery sort of plastic type material, and my bottle was going down the side as we were trying to squeeze down. I'm like, shut up! I think at one point I'm like, stupid fucking bottle. We think this as well, in here, we think, because you can see a curtain on the floor down there, we think all the stuff from the house, or sorry, the hotel, was actually being stored inside these. We think. I'm not 100%. We didn't actually kind of look that much in, but you can see a little bit inside of them. No problem, Mr. Mawson. See you later. Yeah, you can hear the bottle. And it's crinkling as well. Maybe that's what's making the crinkling is my bottle.
Storage. Stupid fucking bottle.
Bet you'd cheat yourself if you set alarm off. You'll see in a minute. Right, so this point, so again, it's very hard to hear, but you probably can't see it very well. I haven't zoomed in for this one, but at this point, at the very end, if you look on the screen, at the very, very end, where the kind of like this green tarpaulin ends, you'll see a tiny little speck of blue. Now, what that speck of blue was, confirming my theory about a quad bike, was a blue quad bike. And on top of the blue quad bike was the this farmer's jacket as well. So Ants just spotted this and we're like, shit, this is where he's parking his quad bike, so we can't be that far away. So we decided to head back the other way. Yeah, it's so hard to see, you can barely see it. How's it going, Mr. Shannon Knight and Out with Butler? Welcome, welcome.
It's a democracy. What do you guys want to do? Just keep looking. We're already here now. Okay.
There's a funny bit come up as well, specifically against me.
This looks like the old driveway. Yeah, possibly.
And climb over a fence. I wonder if Ant can remember what happens. This actually, I think, because it looked like an old driveway at first, but actually as we walked through it, it was full of water. So I wondered actually if this, I mean, it's got gates on it, so maybe it was a driveway, but it's just because they have the water here and the sort of stones that were on the side. And I'll pause in a second so you guys can see. Here, I wondered if this was actually like an old stream or something, because on the right hand side where there's that brown kind of line, that is actually water, and everything else was very damp as well, as if like it was sodden. It was almost like it was a natural stream that once was there at some point.
Worst comes to it, the Harris fencing's right there, isn't it? So we can. That's it. If worst comes to it, we need to make a run for it. The Harris fencing's right there. We can get back to the main road. Yeah, just there. Yeah, basically.
Here we go. After all the stuff we've been through, all the things we've climbed over, for 2 hours of hiking, I get my trousers, specifically under my groin, caught on barbed wire. I think it was a sign. It was like, you know what, just go home. Just go home.
Because they use the other entrance. You could be using the other entrance. I guess it's hard to tell.
So here we've come around the other side. This would have been, this is the entrance we could have come through. Like I said, but there was a house outside with Harris fencing and stuff. So we didn't choose to do it that side because we thought, well, there's nowhere to park. There was no places to park unless we parked right in front of someone's driveway. So we had it was like we had to do the other hike from the other side. But we're now on the other side, which would have really been much easier to do. We would have found out in 5 minutes we couldn't have got in. So, but yeah, oh well, it was all good fun. It's part of the enjoyment, the whole adventure with this. Do you enjoy trekking to get to the houses, or are you just thinking ahead to what place is going to be like, just you can get in? I think it's a bit of both. It's definitely a mix of both. I mean, yeah, you're hoping that when you get there, it's going to be worth the payoff. So there is always that balance of like, is this worth? Like, if say for example, it was just an old shack, we wouldn't have bothered. We would have been like, no, we're not going to walk 2 hours just to see an old shack. But because it was such a big building, we were like, it could be worth the payoff. So it's that balance. I do enjoy the whole hike. I love hiking anyway. I really, really enjoy hiking. I've got actually a few ideas on my board over there. One of which is to do Hadrian's Wall, to walk along Hadrian's Wall. I love that kind of stuff. And I've got so many ideas for like, the Big Taze channel. I just haven't had time to do it right now. And I know that you guys are waiting for a video on there. A few people have messaged me and saying, when are we getting the next Big Taze video? It's coming, I promise. I don't know what it is yet, but it's coming. But that's the reason I started that channel, is because there's so many other things other than exploring that I enjoy doing, like hiking and things like that. So yeah, I do enjoy the walking, and it is good fun. But at the same time, you do have to weigh the pros and cons as to whether it's worth the effort.
Front door. Yeah, it's facing down though, isn't it? Yeah. Facing down. Neil.
Yeah, we spot some cameras.
That's the one that's lived in. Facing down. Yeah, there's one on the corner. There's one on the corner. There's the one there facing down. To be fair, they could just be dummies.
To be fair, they could be dummies. There's only 3 dummies here, and they ain't the cameras.
Might just be a shed. Do you think this was a hotel? It says hotel on the front. Hotel entrance. I just don't know whether it's being used. I don't know whether they're using it for storage, because that quite might be quite near around the other side. That's on the other side. Yeah, but there's a wall between this as well. So it could be he's just using that side there, but we're actually in the abandoned side here, because there's a wall that goes along. So maybe it is that side, he's just using it for parking.
So just us fannying about for a bit. Just before we decided we were going to go for it, we were just like, oh, let's see how much we can put this off. We spent 2 hours walking. See how long we can spend standing here, putting this off another couple of minutes. There were actually to the right hand side of that. There were some abandoned cars as well, which we didn't get a chance to see, which is a shame. We're just about to see them. Yeah, there's a couple just there, over there, beyond Neil.
I say we just go for it.
Let's just go for it, finally. Let's just go.
Should we just drive that door? We can't stand here because we're...
Right, so this point I have to pause and explain, because this is you'll see from my point of view, I go off somewhere slightly differently to these guys. So what happens with this is I go off and walk down. You see where those 2 windows are on the right hand side of Ant's head? I start walking off towards there because there's a door that looks like it's open at the very end. I just want to go and check it out. But there is a camera at the end of there as well. These 2 go and check out the main door, so the door you can see right in front of you. And when I'm down the other end, I hear a noise. I'm like, what the hell is that? And turn around to see these guys have fucked off. And I'm like, what the hell? And then I realise the alarm's going off.
See, I don't know if they are dummies or not. I think they are. I don't think they're real. Should we see if we can run past them?
Yeah, so I walk off down here, and those guys both go and check out the front door. And if you listen really carefully, I'll be quiet. Look, look at how far away they are. They turn around because you can hear it going. The alarm's going, and I turn around. They were already way down there. I was like, what the hell? You can do the alarm as we go past it a bit better. It's time to book it now. Did well to catch him up though, didn't I? For a fat man.
Close to the antenna. One time. So through the door, on the left-hand side, there was a box. On top of the box was the antenna, and there was a black cable that ran across it.
Right.
Right, so apparently, now I wasn't there, and there was some debate over this. I know that Neil and Ant argue over it, because Ant's like, you set the alarm off, and Neil was like, no I didn't, we both did. So apparently, this is what Ant said, that they went to the front door, and there was a box, and on that box, there was like an antenna that stuck out. Now, according to Ant, he didn't get too close to the door to set it off, but Neil then came up and walked straight up to the door and put his face through the door, basically, looked in the window, and that set the alarm off. I don't know. All I know is I turned around and those two were booking it back to the car. I was like, all right, I'll run too. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There's the last little bit here.
Going through it down, we're just going this way.
I think straight out.
So yeah, this is the Harrow fencing. Like I said, there's a house right here, so it would have been so bait to come in this way. And as you'll see, it's a pretty good job we didn't come in this way, because we get spotted on the way out.
Straight into that fucking... There's a bloke there.
So she did. Neil was like, there's a bloke there, there's a bloke there, there's a bloke there. Again, I didn't see it, and you can't see it on the camera. Bear in mind, I've got this really wide angle lens. But apparently, Neil said there was a guy stood at the doorway, just look at us, wondering why the hell we're walking through his garden. Wouldn't you? I feel like, what the fuck are you doing? Get out. Oh, hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. After all that, after literally 2 hours of trekking through the woods, set the alarms off, and then have to spend half an hour walking back to the car.
You see about me?
I didn't. There's no point in worrying about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That is it. So, yeah. What do you guys think? It's hilarious, isn't it? It's so funny. Ant's like, it was Neil. There's some debate over that. I don't know who it was. I wasn't there. But it just made me laugh. We set the alarms off, and I turn around, and these guys are leaving me behind. I was like, oh, thanks. Don't bother me like, Nathan, the alarm's going off. It's just like, we're just going to leave him behind. Oh, it was good fun. Like I said, that was only 20 minutes of it, but it literally was like two and a bit hours, plus the walk back as well. It was a long old time. And but it's fine. It's, as far as we're concerned, right, yes, we failed in getting into the location, but actually our plan that we executed to get to the place without being spotted worked. So in a weird way, even though it was a fail, it was also a success, because we succeeded in getting to the building the way we were going without being spotted, hopefully, or possibly by that car, I don't know, and managed to get there. Set the alarm off and then ran away, but yeah, we got there. But it was good, really good fun. So yeah, that's it today, guys. I just wanted to do sort of a shorter sort of stream with a bit of a focus and see what you guys thought of it. If you have liked this, please do let me know, and I can do more of these. I do have some more footage at the moment, actually, that I can do. There's a few fails and stuff a bit like this. So, but this was the funniest one. I thought it was just, I had to show this one. It's so funny. But yeah, if you guys like this, please let me know, and I'll do more in the future. I'm going to give you a couple minutes just to ask a few more questions before I say sayonara and head off. I'm going to enjoy my pool, because I've got a new pool now. I've got a big swimming pool. It's not like a built-in pool, but it's big enough for me. So it must be pretty big if I fit in it. Busted, yes. What an adventure. Nice walk showing about the Explore. Yeah, exactly, yeah. It provided a good live stream. Good. He was our sacrifice. He bloody well was, wasn't I? Thanks a lot. Just peed off and left me. Yes, do all. Great interaction, thank you. Awesome. Good. I'm glad you guys like this sort of stuff, because this is all set up now, so I can always come back to this now. All I'll do is make a video based on the extra bits. I could do all sorts of stuff as well, and have, like, if you've got ideas for other things, it doesn't have to always be fails. It could be other bits of footage. I could be reviewing old videos if you wanted to, or something like that. I don't know. Whatever you've got an idea for, stick in the comments down below, and I'll see what I can do, see what I can come up with. If that had been my afternoon, I would have been disappointed, to be honest. You're outside, you checked it out, and other people will know if they try and get in. This is the thing, it's if you don't enjoy the process of like exploring as well, because exploring, we always think of buildings, but actually it's the whole experience, it's the whole thing. If you don't enjoy doing that, and the thing is, we've been to places before. We've been to like Torquay before. Torquay's like, if you don't know already, if you've followed the channel for a little while, you might know, but Torquay is like my kryptonite. I've been to Torquay quite a few times and failed 98% of the time. Like, we went one day to Torquay, which is about 4 or 5 hours away from where I live, and we had 13 locations, and every single one of them failed. It's just part of the game. At the end of the day, you'll always have fails, which is another reason I have the GoPro on, because you can have like extra bits of footage here, and you can see where you went wrong and maybe improve next time. So it's always good to have the GoPro on, and you can have these extra bits of footage to look back on. So yeah, fails are part of the game. It's not all like I can get into these mansions, no problem. That never happens. Even the people that you watch regularly, and they do these amazing places all the time, you'll see that for every one place they do, there's probably 2 or 3 fails. It's just part of the business. If you don't enjoy that, don't do it, unfortunately. That was good. Long drive, long walk, abandoned by your buddies. Yeah, well, I should put the title of abandoned on it for a different reason, shouldn't I? Not because the place is abandoned, because I was. Take a tent and do a wild camp video, then you can get in. No fails. So I suppose that's true. Yeah, just do wild camping. Nearly all of our trip to Wales was a fail. Yeah, this is it. You just have, being an urban explorer, you have days where this just happens. You can't not have it happen. It's just part of it's part of doing it. So this is why sometimes, like, I've got videos backed up, and I could have had a lot more videos backed up, but the problem is some of those places were just fails. Some of the ones you see are the successful ones where we actually got in, but what you don't see is that I might have had 2 videos that I recorded that day, but we might have visited 6 places. It's that kind of thing. So it's places like this. This is why I don't like to waste the footage. I think it's also an integral part to show as an urban explorer. But anyway, I need some more water. My throat's getting dry. And it's very hot. It's like 26 degrees now, apparently. So, like I said, I'm going to go jump in the pool and enjoy myself. Hope you guys have a good weekend, and I will see you next week for another live stream. If you haven't already, please make sure you put the notify me or reminder thing on for the video that's going up on the 1st of July. Like I said, videos now 1st of every month, wherever it is down there somewhere. Until we can get more videos in the bag, that's what I'm going to do, just to make sure you guys know when videos are going up and they're regular still, or regular-ish. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya!